Um, I have some comments, and then I guess I have some questions of staff as well at the end, if that's okay. So, um, just to hit on a couple things, there are some of us up here who, on a consistent basis, almost on every vote, on every budget, talk about taxes, spending, reducing the overall cost of living in Waverly through taxes, water fees, sewer fees, electricity, et cetera. And we are told by the other side that the reason we pay these high taxes is for the quality of life that we have in this town, that people enjoy a great quality of life. And so if we're voting on quality of life issues, then we just heard from the Southeast neighborhood that wants their quality of life. So the same argument that we get back when we try to lower someone's raise by 0.5% or not do a certain street is always quality of life. And now tonight it seems like people don't take quality of life as high as they do when they want to point things back at me. But some other comments, I think it was Mr. Meyer stated some things about other, similar streets. First Street, going by St. Paul's, there is no residential on that street. The whole right side is the river park. There's a St. Paul's church there. There's a couple houses on the end, but it's not a two-way residential street. 5th Street by Wartburg, no residential housing there. 12th Street, there is no residential housing. You can go walk it. There's no there's a few houses, but when you're putting this 3rd Street bridge, there's residential homes on both sides for blocks and blocks and blocks on both sides. So 1st Street by the river right out here, there's not a single house until you get past the band shell. So there's some differences there on that. The first vote that we took almost exactly a year ago, I think it was February 22nd of 2016, was after 12 whole months where we hired 3 different engineers for a cost of around $100,000, I think, to get those 3 engineers, something like that. And that came to our engineer, Mike Cherry, drew up a decision tree that had, I believe, 7 or 8 different options, if I'm correct. And we went through all of those. And Mayor had us do a show of hands kind of thing to help us get down to that decision tree. And I'm always one to vote what I believe in and what I believe is the right way to go. And so I voted for the repair, and I voted for the longest repair. And after hearing other people talk, I guess I'm confused why they just go ahead and vote for something they're not in favor for, just to let it go on and spend more money down the road to vote against it later. But some of the things that we've learned since then is that I would guess I'm safe to say it's more than a repair. It's almost a reconstruction. If I could ask Mike, if you got a percentage of how many of the actual construction beams are being replaced in this thing, isn't it like over 50, 70% of the structures being replaced?
It's the entire deck system. Floor beam, stringers, so bottom cords, all being replaced.
Yep. Okay. And then just another question for you, too, I guess would be, what are your feelings on, I don't know a whole lot about construction companies. I did talk to James a little bit about the one that got the low bid. And I guess what are your guys' opinions of the company that won the bid? Are you happy about this company? Do you think they're a good company to do this project?
Minowa is, there's been a couple of different pronunciations kicked around. It's Minowa. It's Minnesota and Iowa combined, Minowa. They are a reputable, competent company. In 1999, they retrofitted all of our trail bridges. They were the bridge company that did that work. I have no concern over their capabilities to perform the work. We do have a very good bid. It is within budget. It is from 9 months ago. We're within less than 1% of the budget was set once we knew the bridge piers had to be rebuilt.
Thank you. So yeah, I think everything that Mike just said is very compelling right there, that we're right where we wanted to be. We're right where, when we went through that decision tree and we all voted to repair it, we went down that path. We found out the same numbers that we pretty much knew we were going to need. As for financing, James, I know there's different ways we can do this. If people are really concerned about it, yes, we can take it all out this year and make a payment right away first year and do that. I know we can make a payment, wait a year and make a payment.
That's correct.
And we can also maybe split it up into two separate payments. Take two different, a loan this year and a loan next year as a possibility.
It's possible. I think the construction would be done, though, in a year.
Okay.
So to do dual year funding may be a stretch, but it's all certainly possible.
So there are ways that we could lessen the effect on the tax roll this year if we really wanted to do that.
Right. You could push it off to the next year, that payment, and have it occur then instead.
And so, kind of what Dave said is that all of the decisions that council has made, and some I voted for and some I haven't, but, we're redoing Bremer Avenue this year. That's $4 million. We didn't really have a choice in that. We did, but we chose to do it, obviously. But we didn't stop there. We're doing Lover's Lane. We're doing 20th Street. We're doing, we're planning. The Cedar River Parkway is actually being planned this year. We're spending $1 million to plan on the Cedar River Parkway. And then next year, we have $4 or $5 million planned. And the year after that, we have another $4 or $5 million planned. So the $10 million for the parkway is already planned out. The construction period already is laid out. It'll be done in 3 to 4 years. So this is not affecting anything with the parkway whatsoever. It's just how we want to pay for things. And so we could have chose to hold off on Lover's Lane. That could have saved us $1 million. We could have used that lost money for local option sales tax to pay for this. Instead of doing things like the road use tax that we've already committed money towards, we could have used for this too. That's about $2 million we could have put toward the Green Bridge to lessen the GO bond load. But so there's different things we could have done as council and different choices we could have made, knowing that this already was out for a bid. And we made choices to spend money ahead of time, knowing these bids were coming back. So in the long run, I love history. There's a reason I really enjoyed being on the Historical Preservation Committee. I'm no longer on there, unfortunately, but I love being on that commission. I think Don and, there's a wide range of people on that commission from all different walks of life and spectrums of both sides of the aisle, and young and old and liberal and conservative and every way you look. So if that commission agrees, I'm all for it, and I'm for the neighborhood. So I'm definitely going to vote for the repair. And I think there's ways that if we're concerned about taxes, we can work those things out with James through the budget.